The following is a presentation of TFNN. Trade what you see with Larry Pesavento. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-873-7618. Now, Larry Pesavento.
Okay, looking good, Billy Ray, feeling good, Lewis. So this is the chart of cocoa. And as you can see here, we are double old-time highs. The old-time highs used to be right around $5,000 a ton. We hit $10,000 a ton today, and Hershey came out and said they're in some trouble. Evidently, they didn't hedge their crop. This type of a move that you see here, where we've gone for, you can see the ABCD right here. That's where it ended. And this is why, if you don't use stops with ABCD, folks, find something else, because these don't work all the time. And when they fail, as you can see, they fail badly. Now, this will probably have one heck of a correction in this area right here. Just for kicks and giggles today, I called over at Trader Joe's because Sarah likes their dark chocolate, and I asked them, and the price hasn't really gone up very much, so they had a big supply, so I'm going to go over and buy a bar for her so that she'll be happy when when Valentine's Day come up. Now, this chart, when I saw this, folks, and I saw cocoa, I have to tell you one of the funniest stories that I ever experienced in my whole life. And you have to bear with me a little bit and have tongue in cheek and use your imagination just a little bit. But we were at a Thanksgiving party in Beverly Hills with the coin dealers. It was either 78, 79, or 80. It was one of those years. I'm not sure which one. And fortunately, everybody's gone that would remember. My girls don't remember because I asked them. They just remember going to the party. They just couldn't remember. But anyway, we were sitting around the table, and it was all catered, of course, and the waitress kept coming up and asking Bob Gilmillion if he wanted some more dessert. And Bob said no. He said, no, thank you. And pretty soon she comes back and she says, would you like some more dessert? And he says, no. He says, no. And she comes back just a minute later and she says, would you like to have more dessert? And he said, young lady, he's from Aiken, South Carolina. He had this beautiful drawl that I can't mimic, but he said, sit down here in the chair here for a second. He said, I'm going to tell you a story. He said, the little old lady walks into a Baskin-Robbins ice cream shop, and she tells the young man, he said, I'd like to have a quart of chocolate ice cream. The young man looks up at the board, and he said, ma'am, I'm sorry, we're all out of chocolate ice cream. She says, okay, young man, I'll have a pint of chocolate ice cream. Oh, ma'am, he says, we're all out of chocolate ice cream. She looks up at the board. She says, well, he says, he's getting very frustrated. She says, okay, I'll just have a chocolate ice cream cone. He said, lady, he said, look up at that board real carefully now. He said, how do you spell the van in vanilla? And she said, V-A-N. He said, how do you spell the straw in strawberry? She said, S-T-R-A-W. And how do you spell the F in chocolate? She looks up at the board. She says, there is no F in chocolate. Young lady, he says, that's what I've been trying to tell you. And the place just absolutely, every time I think of a chocolate bar, I think of that joke. And bear with me. It's one of my favorite moments of all the coin dealer stuff. And boy, there were some good moments there. But anyway, that's what we're looking. Let's get back to business now. We've already looked at Tesla on the previous segment. We got a whole bunch of things going on, folks, so we're going to do them one at a time here. That's the old 382 program in its entirety here today. Let's get it up here for just a second here. I got to do one at a time. Where is it? I'm going to have to cascade these because I had so many charts going on today that I have to do one. I'm going to do the euro first, I believe, because that was one that seemed to be the easiest for today. This is where we had the 382 coming in right here at this level. Now it's only made $300-$400, but now your stop is at break even. Also, you'll notice on the bottom, our old friend, none other, Mr. Alpha, Mr. Beta, Mr. Theta, and Data, and there's the data right at the bottom, A, B, C, D. Very, very nice one lined up. Also, if you were looking at the British pound, and unfortunately I don't have it up, but let me get it up here right now. Some people had both sides of this trade, and I don't know. Sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. If you had a show where I had to be on when they didn't work, I'd be on 24 hours a day. Okay, here's the hourly chart on the British pound. You'll notice that we went right down to the ABCD and the rally here today. Okay, the rally here today, if you take your high down to your low, it came in right exactly at this level. Now, it's only made about $200, but it's not losing, so you're in a free trade. That's the main one that you're paying very, very close attention to. And of course, we also have to look at the E-mini S&P because we had a signal in that today. We'll just get up here. You'll be able to see this is what we said. You sell that first 382 retracement. There it was right there. Let's move it over. Get it down right here. There's the 382 right here at 92. That's where it is. Now, we came down, we made 92, then we backed off, and we made this other little pattern. I don't know what they call that. Oh, Mandelbrot called that the lightning bolt pattern. You can see that move was just about equal to that move, which is equal to this move, which is equal to that move. And that's how these moves repeat over and over again. So this is short. Your stop would be right above here. So you're risking $500. Right now, it hasn't made much. It's made 5 points or $250. But the fact is that it's not looking badly and it's not losing money. And that's the number one thing, is to try not to lose. That's the whole key of what we're watching here as we look at these markets here today. Now, I want to get up here and take a quick look here at the gold market. We're going to get this up here in a little smaller time frame because we had another pattern here today that we were watching last night. We said sell the 382. Here it was last night. Sell it right there. Took out that high by 10 cents and it broke $11. Now, when it got down to this level, folks, and I'm going to go through a chart sequence here from our friend Jeff over in New Jersey to show you what he was doing and how this might help. But as you notice here, there's your 382 coming in right off of the exact high. You sell it at 81. Now it's trading down here at 68. So it's made $1,300. Okay, so there's no way in heck that you would want to risk the whole thing and then go to a loss. There's just no way. So if you're risking 1,100, you ought to put your stop above the 78% of this whole move down. In other words, you take that whole move down just like this, and this is how you try to manage money. It don't always work that way. But there's your 78% level. That would mean you'd be breakout even or whatever. You see what I mean? That's the whole thing. But see, what we've done now is we've made another big ABCD right up at the 61% retracement right up here. So that would have been a good place to go short. We've had a little bit of a break, nothing to be excited about. And we're seeing now is whether we are going to get a 382 retracement. Now remember, 382 is what we look for when we have a really strong trending market, which the gold rallied $50, $40. So that's a pretty strong trending market. So the first thing you look for is your first 382 retracement. And that comes in right here at 91. The high was 93, right at the 50%. And then you had another one right here. This move went from 86. We'll be right back. 877-927-6648.
Steve Rhodes started his trading career as a student almost 20 years ago, and the student has now become the master. Steve won the prestigious Timer of the Year award in 2018 and barely missed that mark again in 2019, finishing at number 2 for the year. An amazing accomplishment. Steve Rhodes is committed to sharing his techniques and knowledge with anyone who wants to learn, and he shares his vast amount of trading knowledge every day in his Mastering Probability newsletter. Steve's award-winning newsletter, Mastering Probability, is delivered every trading day with updates throughout the afternoon. Sign up for Steve's market newsletter, Mastering Probability, and you'll receive access to 7 of Steve's educational webinars absolutely free. At TFNN, all our newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Visit TFNN.com and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors.
The stock market is a delicate interconnecting web of commodities, equities, and trader psychology. When one string of the web is pulled, it has a ripple effect across the broader market. This is where opportunity lies. But how are you to gather all of this information into one cohesive model when you're already spending your energy looking for any possible trade opportunities? Luckily, you don't have to worry about that, as Tom O'Brien has brought all important market news to you in one single newsletter, Market Insights. Market Insights provides a daily overview of what's happening in the indexes, bonds, gold, and more. Follow along with Tom daily as he analyzes the components that affect the overall movement of the stock market, giving insight into how each one plays either a bullish or bearish role. Tom also analyzes specific equities that he believes has the potential to make huge returns, and his track record proves his analysis right. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So what are you waiting for? Don't let the market leave you in the dust.
Are you ready to take charge of your financial future? TFNN is your gateway to the world of trading and investing. Whether you're starting out or scaling up, TFNN empowers traders and investors of all skill levels with top-notch investing systems, strategies, and techniques. It's time to protect and grow your money with insight you can trust. Join us live Monday through Friday during market hours for exclusive content that moves with the markets. At TFNN, we bring the trading floor to you. Our seasoned hosts are here to answer your calls and questions live on the air. Check out the Tiger's Den for just $1 and follow us on YouTube and become part of our vibrant community. And remember, at TFNN, we're so confident in the value we provide that we offer a 30-day money-back guarantee on all new premium newsletter subscriptions and services. You have absolutely nothing to risk, so why wait? Tune in live to Tiger TV and transform your trading journey, because when you know better, you invest better. Join us and experience the difference today. TFNN, educating investors.
Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-873-7618.
Okay, folks, we're talking about gold here. We topped early in the morning around 7 o'clock in the morning. And if you'll notice here, the first rally back stopped at the 50%. Then we came down. Each of these rallies, folks, was $7. $7 here, $7 here. So if you add $7 to this, it should take you up to just about 79 or 80. That should be it. Now, what I'm watching, because I happen to be short this, but I sold it at a pretty good level, you can see these rallies. The one I want to see is when you go from your high down to your low, where does this one come in? That one comes in here at 83. So you could easily get to 83. But let's look at it on the way down. If you like ABCDs, and this is one of the most heavily traded things in the world, gold, crude oil, S&P, all of those grains, all of them do the same thing. They're no difference. But look at this with this little pattern known as ABCD. There's your AB leg right here. There's your CD leg right there. Okay. Now you have another one right here. So you don't want to forget that little boy. There's your AB leg right here. There's your CD leg right there. Now, folks, direct hit, direct hit, direct hit. Now, what could be hard about that? I don't know. But that's the way I look at it. Now, keep it as simple as possible. Sometimes it's a little more difficult than others, but that's what we're looking at. Now, I had some requests from charts that we looked at a long time ago that people want to ask about, that they had bought this, and I don't do any stock trading at all. I mean, I might do 2 stock trades a year through somebody else. I don't even have an account for stocks, believe it or not, and I haven't for years. Here's Archer Daniels Midland. If you'll remember here, we were, oh my goodness, this thing's had a heck of a run. There's where we are right down in here. Look at this. There's where we were. There's the 382. Okay, there's your A, B, C, D leg. So let's just see how close we've got a tiny bit of a gap here. Remember, the earnings were almost into that gap level, but there's your A, B, C, D leg. That measures down to here. But we know when we have a gap, right, you have to multiply this by at least 127. But because the gap is so big, I would do that by 1.618, and I would come up here and just change the CD leg. Ensign built this for me 40 years ago, folks, and I love him for it. And how close would we have come to the bottom? It should have been 47.82. The bottom was 51. But here's where we are now. We've had a really good rally now. We've rallied from end of January. Here we are into March. We've rallied 2 solid months, correct? Now, let's take a guess. I haven't done this yet, but we're going to take a guess. What ratio could this possibly be? Now, I can tell just by looking at this, it's a little bit beyond the 50%. No, it's a little almost at the 50%. But we have to check this daddy rabbit over here because that's the one where it really fell down from. So you measure from this high down to this low, and there's your 50%, and 382 comes in right. We're within $2 of major resistance now in this. But this stock has rallied 40%, folks. We've gone from 52 to 60. That's 10 or 20, 40%. Yeah, $20. No, that's $10. What am I talking about? $10 is only 20%. Very sorry. That's $10. I get excited when I see those cocoa charts. Anyway, that's what we're paying attention to here with Archer Daniels Midland. Okay, the next one we want to take a look at was Caterpillar. I didn't do Hershey's because I don't do these charts and they're tough enough for me. Caterpillar is right here. Hold on a second. And this is where we are on a daily. It's still been going up. Boy, let's see where we are here. And let's see. Okay, this is where we were. Well, I'm drawing this in. So here's the last little leg right here. So let's just look at this. And we're only a day or two away from it. So there's your first leg right here. So the first thing we got to do is we got to measure this swing right here. There's your ABCD. That measures to 352. Okay, this one's 359 right now. We've got another one right behind it, knocking on the kitchen door. There's your AB leg. There's your CD leg. And that one measures to 367. And yesterday's high was 365. So this is, we got another one in here. Don't forget that little puppy. And we'll just get this one. Folks, this baby's topping. I don't know what else it's doing, but it's topping. And I believe it's a Dow stock. I'm not 100% sure. Look at all these targets up here in that 360 area. I would be, and we're having a little break today. Let's use our theory of 382 with this. Get this up here. And there's our big break today. Now, if our 382 theory is correct, you have your high right here. You have your low right there. And there's your 382 right here, trading pretty much where it is right now. So that's what we're looking at. I really believe on the daily basis, this is one that would be qualified for time to get out of Dodge. Let's look at it on the weekly just to be safe. I don't look at weekly charts you see the same thing on the weekly that you everything else. There it is. I mean, we're completing this big one right here. No question about it. Just draw it in right there. There's A, B, C, D, and there it is. We're there, 360. So that's what I'd be looking at. And we got this larger one on the weekly. We've already done that one also. That one comes in just a tad bit lower. That comes in at 324. But we've got these gaps in here, correct? So in gaps, what do you got to do? You got to correct your 1.27 swing and make it, instead of 1-to-1, you make it 1.27, and that'll take you right up to the promised land there at 362. Maybe this stuff works part of the time. I don't know. Sometimes it does. Sometimes it doesn't. Okay, that's what we're paying attention to here right now. Oh, I forgot to get my clock up. Make sure where I stand with the clock. We still got 2 full minutes left. We got lots of questions. We got some currency stuff to go through here today. The next one, of course, is Mr. Appel, who's down by the well, and it's getting a lot of bad press these days. Hold on. Apple, where are we at here? Oh, I got 2. That's not Apple. Bozo. Apple starts with double A. Okay, here's Apple. Yeah, it's just down back in the bottom again. In fact, it's up on the day. It was down on the day. Now it's up on the day. Held this level right here, folks. This is either a good double bottom in Apple at this 1.618 or it's in big trouble. There was your 382 right here. Came down, held this bottom. Really strong support here at 168. Below 168, which is $3 from where it is right now, oh, I wouldn't want to touch this stock. A lot of bad news coming out from China, but I don't believe any of that stuff. Folks over there, they publish things just like they do here, that what they're saying is not what they mean. So just like the lady that walked into the Baskin-Robbins ice cream shop, she didn't understand they were out of chocolate, for heaven's sakes. Folks, I wish you could see the tears in my eyes because I laughed so hard when I saw that cocoa chart. I said, I have to tell. I think I told this story years ago, but I tell it again. As long as I don't use anything that's a little what they call non-woke, I think I'm going to be okay. All right. Another story about that I won't have to worry about. Okay, I've got a bunch of others, but I think we're almost at the break here. Let's just double check the old clock on the wall. 39 seconds. Stan Harley was supposed to be our guest today, but due to the the volatility that they're having, and he had a meeting that he had to go to, so he's going to try to be with us tomorrow. Thursday, I won't be here. Going to the NCAA. Invited to go to the show in Los Angeles, Staples Center. Home of Kobe Bryant, Jerry West, Will Chamberlain, and
The Gold Report. As a precious metal, gold is still king. It continues to hold the most effective safe haven and hedging properties across the global major trading hubs of the London OTC market, the U.S. futures market, and the Shanghai Gold Exchange. The Gold Report. Tom O'Brien publishes his weekly gold report every Monday morning for subscribers, consisting of coverage of the XAU, HUI, GDX, the dollar, bonds, the South African rand, as well as 25 different mining equities with specific buy-sell recommendations. The Gold Report. New subscribers get a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. Subscribe to Tom O'Brien's Gold Report newsletter now at tfnn.com.
If you spend any time online researching trading techniques on how to begin your trading journey, you've no doubt come across many folks who push Forex trading as a way to make big money quickly. Unfortunately, there are equally as many stories of these so-called Forex professionals just looking to make a quick buck off aspiring traders without actually teaching the ins and outs of the Forex market. This is what sets Teddy Keckstack's The Tiger Forex Report off the riffraff. Every Monday, former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member and author Teddy Keckstack releases his Tiger Forex Report newsletter, where he dives into the complex world of Forex and takes time to actually teach you his methods that have made him so successful in the fast-paced and rewarding world of Forex trading. Furthermore, all subscribers receive access to archived live streams of Teddy's, where he provides university-level education to help you in Forex trading. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So what are you waiting for? Forex awaits.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento. A pro's pro with over 50 years of experience, Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at tfnn.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit tfnn.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
This portion of Trade What You See is brought to you by Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the direction. Visit Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at direction.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Okay, folks, this is Alibaba. We've looked. This stuff is still saved by Ensign for me. You can see this is what we've done here over the last 8-10 years. Big ABCD up here, right here. You can see the easy 3 drive 1, drive 2, drive 3, and then it's coming down like this. Jack Ma said that he was not going to sell it till it got back to at least $150 to $200 a share, which it certainly could. But odds favor the prepared mind, or chance favors the prepared mind. As Louis Pasteur once said, most probably we're heading down for a third drive down here, taking out these lows at 45. This is not acting very good from a long-term perspective. But remember, that's why you have to use stops in these, folks. Okay, now let's stop and think about cocoa for just a second, hot chocolate. Now, not the whole world doesn't get to eat chocolate, especially poor people. And now they're certainly not going to be able to get it because now even the rich people are going to have a hard time. This is probably the top in cocoa, by the way. Hey, I said that about Bitcoin. One might be right 1 out of 2 times. So let's get rid of this and let's get ready to play the game, because this is what we're here for, folks. Let me get these out of the way here. This is the S&P. We're going to start here with the wheat, because here we are in the wheat, okay? Now, we sold the wheat the other day, and I want to give it, this is what we were looking for, ABCD. We said you want to be a buyer right here at 542. Now, we came down to 543. I still think we're going to be a buyer, but I'm going to be long wheat. We've got a big report. I'm going to go over that report, and I'm going to do something that I haven't done in a while, and that is I'm probably going to go into a report, pretend to be a farmer, put a big stop in, and, I'll pray for the best. I know praying's not good, but that's your level here that you'd like to see somewhere in this area to be a buyer. So that's what the order is. We're going to be trying to buy it here tomorrow at around that 542. Remember, our ideal place to buy it on the long-term daily was way down here at 518. I think I get it right here. There it is. It's 518 is what we were looking for. And this is still bearish, folks. These last little, in fact, we had a beautiful short. We did this yesterday. Remember, Miss TS over there in Scottsdale, Arizona said you got to be a seller up here at this 560 and change level. It went to 566, and now you're 20 cents ahead almost. So that's a really good risk to reward ratio. And it's a pretty good correction here because, look, we've already exceeded the first correction. There was the first correction right here. So this is telling us that we're having a major correction. So this is what we're going to try to buy it at, around 542. I'd like to buy it at 518, but I don't know if the report's going to tell us that. I'm going to go over the report in just a second through our friend, Mr. Rich Anderson. Okay, let me get up here. I got too many of these things in here that I'm trying to cover, but some of this stuff to me is pretty important. Here is the one that I really like the best, folks. This is the November soybeans. They have not been planted yet. Okay, this is a 30-minute chart. Now we've rallied up here yesterday. Today's high was right up in here, and now we're sitting right here. We got this report coming in on the 28th, 2 days from now. Folks, if you believe in Santa Claus, if Santa comes to your house and knocks on the door on the 28th of May and says, I've got something for you at $11.65 a bushel, well, I would go here at $11.68 because that's the 1.618 of this whole move right here. And it's probably exactly 127 of this move right here. And there's where you want to be. I'd be buying it here. There's where I'm buying it. It would be at $11.69 is what I'd be buying. 69 from here. It's down 25 cents. Reports coming out. I'm going to show you what they mean and why they're important, and hopefully that'll help. Now, the next one we want to look at is the Christmas corn. We've been short that for quite some time, and we're getting very close to our buy point, which is right here. We sold it right here. Our stop was above here. We have a very small profit. We've been in this thing for 10 days, and all it's made is 3 cents. So there's your 382, that 467. That's where I'd like to be a buyer of that. And if you look at that on a longer term time frame, you just go from your low to the high. You come up to this level right here, bada bing, bada boom. That's what you'd want to be looking at. Now, let me tell you about this report that comes out here on March 28th. It's the Planning Intentions Report, and boy, folks, it is a biggie. Let me tell you why. Here is the planning intention. This comes from International Agribusiness, which is a very, very expensive service that someone that we know takes care of. I don't know. These are the years going back over the last 19 years, shows you the range and where they were within the range. You can see that the March, which is coming up on the 31st, this is their what they're planning on doing, and this is what they actually did. You see how close they are? This means that when you see this number, it doesn't give these farmers a whole lot of flexibility to change. Okay. Now, if these numbers come out really small, okay, then that's when you get these markets that go bonkers to the upside. Folks, I want to show you one thing. Okay. If you don't know anything else in this whole world, this is what counts. So hold on 1 second. I want to show you something right here, because this is what counts. If you think people have a hard time getting hold of chocolate, let me get this up here. This is there is the daily chart. Oh, we're in the lower end of the range here. Actually sold off. We're going to try something out here. Stop and think if this were corn, folks, from $4.30 to $10. This could happen. It takes a crop report, a crop failure, but we haven't had a crop failure in 5 or 6 years. So I'm planning on having one this year due to climate control or whatever they want to call it. Now this has made a major high now. So we've dropped $40, $50 a ton so far. So what we're going to do now is we're going to try our old 382 on this. I haven't traded cocoa in 60, 72, 73, 70, 51 years, 52 years. It's been 72 was my last cocoa trade. Okay, here's where, oh, no, it hasn't even backed off at all. There was the big jump up here. See, I was looking for is a 382, and we went, if you did a 382, it just didn't even do anything like that. So that 382 didn't work today. Well, this wasn't not even enough of a drawdown to pull back to even count a 382. Remember the 382, what you have to have is you have to have a really strong trending market. But let's look at this intraday here for the day or two to see if we could find a 382. Here's a pretty significant correction. We went down for 2 days right here, and that was at 760, and we had a low way back here on the 8th. That was the low, and you put that in there, and it misses it by, that's 762, and the low was 771. It missed it by $10 a ton, which didn't do too badly. And then if this is any consolation, there's your low right here, and there's your high right here, and your high should come up here at around 985 a ton. And so far the high has been, oh my gosh, 997. Hey, let's take a break. 877-927-6648.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the Opening Call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening Call subscribers also receive access to dozens of Basil's educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
The stock market is a delicate interconnecting web of commodities, equities, and trader psychology. When one string of the web is pulled, it has a ripple effect across the broader market. This is where opportunity lies. But how are you to gather all of this information into one cohesive model when you're already spending your energy looking for any possible trade opportunities? Luckily, you don't have to worry about that. as Tom O'Brien has brought all important market news to you in one single newsletter, Market Insights. Market Insights provides a daily overview of what's happening in the indexes, bonds, gold, and more. Follow along with Tom daily as he analyzes the components that affect the overall movement of the stock market, giving insight into how each one plays either a bullish or bearish role. Tom also analyzes specific equities that he believes has the potential to make huge returns, and his track record proves his analysis right. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So what are you waiting for? Don't let the market leave you in the dust.
For traders who crave risk, Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs provide opportunities to magnify short-term perspectives with up to 3 times a daily leverage, utilize bull and bear funds from both sides of the trade, and trade through rapidly changing markets. These are highly leveraged ETFs with daily resetting designed for short-term trading, not long-term investing. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the Direxion. For up-to-date pricing and performance, go to Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
This program is brought to you by Vista Gold, traded on the NYSE American and TSX under the symbol VGZ.
Okay, folks, now this chart shows the prospective planning USDA and the analyst story. Now, these are the trade, all the different grain firms. This is the analyst of those grain firms. That's what their ranges are. You can see they're always pretty wild ranges. Here is where the game is played. You see right here was the USDA final, how far it weighs from the analyst. Okay, here was far away from the analyst, far away from the analyst, and look where we are coming in this year, folks. These are the kinds that you want to look at. Okay, this one here, okay, this is when we had oh my gosh, I can't remember what the price of corn was. It was quite a bit. The trouble is, I can't interpret this stuff from what the farmers are going to do. The one thing I can do is I can look at the chart and say, maybe that's an ABCD pattern. So that's what I'm looking at right now. These are the ones for soybeans, and you'll notice the same thing. This is the plannings versus the actual. You see, almost every year, they're the same versus actual. It's when they get really out of whack, and out of whack is 10%. And you notice here over the last 17 years, we haven't had anything crazy. We really haven't. I mean, it's really been about the craziest thing we had was $13.50 wheat 18 months ago, and look where wheat is now. It went from $13.50 to $5 something, and still dropping. Okay, and these are same with soybeans. You see how the close ones are to the soybeans as opposed to the corn, because corn's a bigger crop. Look at this type of thing. Okay, this one here, you can see the actual. This was the final thing, and this is what it was supposed to be. This is what gets you your $10,000 moves in beans and stuff like this. The problem is if you have one of these like this and you have a crop problem, shut the front door and raise the rent, folks. Remember what John Kenneth Galbraith said when he lectured to us back at Indiana University back there in 1966. He said that crude oil is indigestible and food is where the action is. So if you want to learn something about business, don't get an MBA. Just trade soybeans for a few weeks and you'll learn more about supply and demand than you ever will in a graduate program. He actually said that. Anyway, this is what we're watching. We use a technical analysis. This is the one for wheat. And you'll notice here, you go back and look at these big moves here. I forget which one it was back in here, just 2 years. Okay, here was where we were at 20. See, the minimum level here was 45. There was really not much difference in the crop. The problem was everybody wanted it because there was very little out there. So it gets down to that bar chart again, A, B, C, D. Where is it going? You know, that's really what we're paying attention to. Now we have a question from our friend over there in New Jersey. This is a chart I believe, of the Canadian dollar. This is today. Now, this is remember we had a big Forex moves today and all these things, but his question was, he sold this at point D, okay, and he had his stop right there. That's where his stop should have been, in my opinion. Now, this is just, he was only risking $150, so it's not very much. And there was his stop level coming in right there. He had it placed perfectly, okay. Now, here is where we were today. Now, you can see coming in here, a lot of time expanded through here. This is an hourly chart. And you'll notice as you came into this level right here, look, you had a beautiful A, B, C, D coming in right here, right at the 382. Boy, I'd have had my stop right there. That's the only thing I said. If this A, B, C goes back above remember the yum trade with John Hill? John said if you have a point here and a point here and the market quickly exceeds more than 80% of that, that's a yum. That means it's going higher. But the difference here, Jeff, was from there to there is not very much. You did the right thing. The stop was the best thing to do. You know, you had some nice stuff to look at. Here's the same thing. You can see this little 3 drive to a bottom pattern that looked like it was going to be a home run. Sure, it rallies a little bit, right up to a 382, probably off to one of these, and then you make the A, B, C, D to the downside. I know you guys get tired of hearing A, B, C, D, but stay with me, boys and girls. Been doing it 62 large. Well, no, that's not true. I didn't get A, B, C, D until 71, so it's been 52 years. Shut the front door. 53, actually. Anyway, let's get back to some early stuff that I know very little about. Let's go back to March the 5th. 2009. You see all these little chicken scratches up here? Those are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 planets out of the 10. Okay, there's the sun. I don't count that one. And I didn't count the moon either. But anyway, there were 6 planets at 0 degrees. They're all lined up pretty good. Okay, that's where the bottom of the stock market was back then. Okay, here's where we are as of the other day. We got them all lined up again with the exception of Jupiter and Uranus. But these are well, this is a financial channel, but definitely a financial one. But you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 things in the. This is unbelievable, folks. I mean, to have them that close together like that. I mean, this comes from Shane Smolian, and that's why I think this cycle that we're looking at is a biggie. Now, just like you can't go to the bank with it, but that's one of the things you want to pay close attention to. And we had one other one, and that was, this is the thing also from our good friend, Mr. Norm Winsky, who will be our guest on Monday. Everybody take the day off on Friday. That's a very holy day, so make sure that you do something nice for your neighbors on that day. But look at this on that 22nd. That's the same thing I showed you, only it's done. He's telling you what they are and how they affected all these things. But when they're all lined up together like this with the lunar eclipse, they all mean something. That's no question about it. I mean, they're just really big. So that's my 2 cents worth, and I'm sticking to it. Okay, let's get back to see what we're doing with some of these markets here. Okay, this corn is still coming down. This is good. We'll move over here a little bit here. Crude oil, I should do crude oil here. Let's get this up here because that was an interesting one last night. And we'll get it up here to take a quick look at it. Here's where we were with crude oil last night. We had a move here right back. Let's clean these out a little bit. Now, this, remember, was a big number up here on the daily, folks. That was a multiple ABCD up here. Now, look, we've been here and we haven't gone down very much, have we? All we've done is we've rallied back a little bit. This tells you this thing might not be over. So if we look at this on a smaller time frame, we're going to get to the 13-minute, okay? So all I did was today is to watch to see for an ABCD pattern. So as looking at this today, I can see we had a high in the morning. There's one here. We had a low here, and then we had to rally up. So I wanted to see what that was going to do. So I put that in there like this. And I drew it in. The low should have come in here at 81.48. Well, it didn't do very well. It did 81.43, so that one certainly didn't do very well, but we rallied all the way up. But we didn't take any of these highs out. Well, took that high out, but hasn't done anything. This is highly suggestive that we could be looking at this one right here. AB equals CD. There was your 78% level right now. There's 81.30, and if you put 81.30 into your low way back here, 5 will get you 10. It's going to be, guess what? 8130. Folks, if you don't think those boys trading those fancy things, I forget what they call, structured funds or algorithmic traders, they know these numbers for sure. All right, let's take a little break here. 877-927-6648. Billy Ray Valentine, Capricorn.
If you're looking for potential trading setups in the stock market, then Rocket Equities and Options Report is a newsletter you should try. Tommy O'Brien delivers options and equity trades when the markets present them, using a combination of fundamentals and technicals. Sign up for Rocket Equities and Options Report today with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. For all the details and to start your subscription today, visit the front page of Tfnn.com. Tfnn, educating investors.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento. A pro's pro with over 50 years of experience, Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at tfnn.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit tfnn.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
The stock market is a delicate interconnecting web of commodities, equities, and trader psychology. When one string of the web is pulled, it has a ripple effect across the broader market. This is where opportunity lies. But how are you to gather all of this information into one cohesive model when you're already spending your energy looking for any possible trade opportunities? Luckily, you don't have to worry about that, as Tom O'Brien has brought all important market news to you in one single newsletter, Market Insights. Market Insights provides a daily overview of what's happening in the indexes, bonds, gold, and more. Follow along with Tom daily as he analyzes the components that affect the overall movement of the stock market, giving insight into how each one plays either a bullish or bearish role. Tom also analyzes specific equities that he believes has the potential to make huge returns, and his track record proves his analysis right. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So what are you waiting for? Don't let the market leave you in the dust.
TFNN has launched the Tiger's Den. Hosted at Discord, TFNN has been educating traders for more than 20 years with live programming hosted by a variety of professional traders during market hours. The Tiger's Den, available to all tigers and tigresses for just $1 for the year. There's no catch or added costs when you join our community of traders. Sign up today and become a part of this educational community of traders. Just visit the front page of TFNN.com.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV.
Okay, folks, get to serious stuff. We got the NCAA tournament coming up here this weekend. I'm going to be going to Los Angeles as a guest of family here in Tucson that had tickets, so I get to go see the game. I haven't been to that since 1980 when Magic Johnson and Larry Bird played in Salt Lake City. Actually, it was 79. No, it was March of 80. Anyway, let's pay attention here because I believe there is a discrepancy in the betting line. I don't want anybody to bet this, but this is the thinking that some of the people that follow this stuff, and I have to agree with them, is that the San Diego State is a 12-point underdog playing against the best team in the country, UConn. The problem is, folks, UConn has had a breeze here. They haven't played in a really competitive game other than their Big East conference since they massacred everybody. I don't think they're time tested. And I think that when you get 12 points in San Diego State, it's worth $5, folks, because if you get it right, you're going to make 5. If you're wrong, you lose 5. Almost like trading in stocks. I can remember Gene Fairman. He was a big broker there at Drexel Burnham, and we were at a meeting once, and he said, I got a customer. He says, you got to listen to what he said. And I says, what is it? And he was telling all the brokers there. And he said, look, he said, if I go long, I lose money. And if I go short, I lose money. And if I don't trade, I miss a good opportunity. Well, that may be a good opportunity or not. I don't know for sure, but we'll report on this on Monday. Make sure, folks, that you do something nice for your neighbors, because things are tough during these times. And I notice here the homeless situation in Tucson here is just totally out of control now, because when you have people from Africa walking around with baskets on their head, that people have never seen this stuff before, it's a little disturbing. But the world goes on, and you got to try to do what you can do. So live every day in an attitude of gratitude, and may God bless. And we'll see you on the flip side tomorrow.